In this video, we're going to take a look at the Velocity Micro Cruz. This is the T103 tablet. The T101 and 102 are also the same as the T103 here. I think they just use different model numbers for different marketing purposes. This is a 7-inch Android capacitive touchscreen tablet with a 600 megahertz Ngenic processor, 1 gigabyte of internal storage, 512 gigs of RAM, 800 by 480 resolution, and it does have a SD card slot where you can upgrade the capacity of it to up to 32 gigs in addition to the onboard storage, which is nice. It has Wi-Fi, comes with Android 2.0 out of the box, upgradable to Android 2.2 aka Honeycomb, which you'll definitely want to do if you purchase this tablet, because 2.2 will give you the flash support. It does not have a camera, doesn't have Bluetooth or GPS, but this tablet runs, as of January 2012, about $100, $130, somewhere between there, so you really can't expect a camera, Bluetooth, and GPS for that kind of price. The weight of it is about 18 ounces. Actually, it's exactly 18 ounces. I actually weighed it myself. And if you compare that to the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7 Plus, which is the lighter end of the 7-inch market, the Samsung's about 12 ounces. So you're looking at a 6-ounce difference, roughly a third of a pound between this economical version and the lightest version, the Galaxy at the top end. So let's take a look at the instruction, or the construction, I should say. It's got like a plastic textured finish on the back, which is nice. It's got a nice solid grip on it. It's a really solid tablet. There's no flex. It feels really solid in the hand. It's a little bit thicker than some of the other ones out there, but it is not, by no means, is it difficult to hold when with one hand while you're using it. Up here on the top, see if we can get that in the flip it around that way here. You've got your power switch, turning it on and off. You've got your input for your DC adapter, a micro USB plug there, headphone jack, I think that's the microphone, little dot in the middle there, and your SD card. The tablet actually comes with a 4 gig and 8 gig card included when you purchase it, which is nice. So you got an extra 12 there just right out of the box. On the right hand side, you got your volume rocker here. You got a little reset button right there as well. You probably can't see that, but there's a little indent right there. And then on the bottom of the tablet, you've got speakers here, both on the right and the left. Looks like you have some kind of a docking port here, and then that's how you hook up your security device there. So yeah, it's really pretty decent. Feels pretty, really solid in the hand. The screen is pretty glary, as you can see from all the reflections you're seeing behind me here. But that's, what are you going to expect for something that runs you about $100? So let's take a look at what this thing actually does. Let's see here. Whoops. Turn it back on. Unlock the screen, you just swipe that up, and there you go. You're into your Android 2.2. As I said before, this one has been upgraded to 2.2, so this isn't the 2.1 that it comes out of the box with. Performance-wise, there's a little bit of a lag sometimes when you're touching the screen. It's almost as if the first touch kind of activates the software to be listening for the next hand movement on the screen. But once you kind of get it going initially, it does seem to be pretty responsive, especially for $100. You really it does really quite well for that price range. So it does have a browser, which is up here on the right hand side here. You got a browser, you got your apps, and then you've got your little gallery button there. So those are kind of permanently docked into the to the front of the user interface there. You've got your Facebook, some settings buttons. I've got YouTube installed on here. It also has you can get Gmail for it. There's an email app that comes installed, and I tested that with my POP email, and it works just fine. But in terms of the apps that you can actually access, this comes with something called the Cruise Market, which is what we just clicked on the little app there, and it's really pretty limited in scope, but it does have all the basics. You've got your Facebook, your Kindle reader, YouTube, pretty much the nuts and bolts of what most people want to have on a tablet. Like I said, it's pretty limited what comes in the Cruise Market, and you cannot go to the regular Android market and download stuff. It's not compatible with that, so you can't expect that to run on it. It does come, however, preloaded with, I'm going to click my little, oops, wrong button, get into the apps here. Comes with the Amazon App Store. You probably can't see that, but so you can download some apps from Amazon. They don't always work. I've discovered I downloaded a number of them. Some do, some don't. So it's kind of kind of a gamble as to whether things are going to function or not when you download them. So, I mean, you can side load stuff, and there's, you know, other loaders you can use to do things. So you can get around it. But, you know, the YouTube works pretty well. Let's see if I can click on YouTube here. You can kind of see that load up and see how long it takes for this thing to connect as we patiently wait for something to show up on the screen. So there you go. There's your YouTube. Just click on the first thing here. I have no idea what's going to come up. Hopefully it's not something vulgar. And there you go. So you can see that it supports flash. So you've got your video there. So you can see that that actually does function pretty well. I've got the volume kind of quiet, but gives you an idea of how that works. We'll go back here to our home, go to the browser. Oh, we're still in the looking at the cruise market. So your cruise market obviously is not a app. It really just sends you to the browser. But anyway, it works pretty well. The browser works pretty decently. You got the pinch and the zoom. You know, it supports flash embedded within the browser, which is nice. Some don't do that, some other tablets. So you know, it actually works pretty well for 130 bucks. You really can't go wrong. The one thing that kind of bugs me about this tablet, you may not even be able to see them. Let's see if I can bring it up closer. There are these soft touch buttons on the right hand side, which you know, a lot of the Android 2.0 tablets. You got your home, kind of your settings / menu button, and your back button. These are not lit up on this tablet, and that's a little bit frustrating. And also, it means when you know, right now we're holding it in horizontal mode. Normally we would see them down across the bottom, which, you know, the Galaxy did that, and so does the HTC Evo. So those don't rotate, and they're not lit up. So in the evenings, or if you're in a dimly lit place, it's kind of tough to even find those. And they also don't click. Well, one of them does. The back button doesn't. The home button doesn't. But just the settings. And I don't know. It actually, the only time it lights up is when you hit the button with your finger, which is kind of pointless because usually your finger is going to be on top of it. So not really effective. But it does allow you to flip the screen. It rotates just like everything else out there. It is responsive. You do have your multiple desktops you can rotate through, either by swiping or by clicking the little buttons on the corner here, little dots. So overall, it's for 100 bucks. You really can't go wrong. At that kind of price point, you're not going to find much of a better tablet, especially with the capacitive touchscreen. So if you're looking for an economical tablet, you know, this might be the way to go.